I'm so busy that I'm actually thinking of employing more women because I pay them less and I can take advantage of them in the workplace as far as, bully them, harass them, get them to do things I need them to do. What are your thoughts on that?
This concept makes women feel as though, oh, that's why.
Jordan Peterson said this, which was I found really interesting and completely true. So he goes, there are so many similarities between men and women as far as how we think, how we operate. He goes, but the biggest difference between men and women, and he goes, the little differences make a huge difference in the grand scheme of things. But the biggest thing is, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to $1 Million Days. I hope you are having a $1 million day.
Wait.
Cracking open a fresh one for the afternoon, whether you're listening to this morning, noon or night.
I love
cracking one open.
You're rolling on with it.
Yeah.
You're rolling on with it. I love it.
What's news, man?
Oh, sunny day, living life.
Yeah, Melbourne's turning it on. Another
Melbourne's
day.
bringing it on. By the time this episode comes out, it's going to be horrible.
Probably be raining. Sun will come out at some stage, and it'll be howling winds. That old chestnut.
How's life?
Good. Life is good. Life's always good. It's always what you make it, isn't it? Perception.
What you make of it,
perspective. Right? Yeah, absolutely, man. I speak to so many people throughout my week, throughout my day, and it's amazing how many people are just stuck in the trenches and can't get out of it. So this busy, I'm there, I can't do this, I can't do that. Oh man, how are you? Not bad. Oh, how are you? Shithouse. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I don't want to be around that.
And you live in your own.
Call me later.
Your own bubble. Yeah, you live in your own little bubble. I put up a post the other day and I was like, there's something along the lines of, it is underrated the power of having someone in your corner that can point out your blind spots.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I had someone do that for me recently. And they were like, hey, they said something and they're like, this is what they said. They said, you don't like sales. And I said, what do you mean? I can sell. He said, yeah, but you don't love it. And I just looked at him and I'm like, fuck, you know what? I've had this identity of, no, I can sell. So I never questioned that side. He's like, yeah, but you don't love it. Because when things are going okay, you don't chase sales.
Yeah, true.
You're right. Like you are right. You are bang on. Like that is a gap. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
And then he's like, we didn't get much out of this session today. Like, dude, you just gave me so much. Like, you just opened my eyes to a whole thing that I wasn't even aware of.
Yeah, I had someone like that, a mentor of mine actually, a few months back now, I think it was late last year, called me up on some shit too. And I was there and I was complaining about, you know what, I don't give a shit if I don't grow Pascon, in the sense that I'm happy to stay small for the time being. I've had all these shit experiences with all these clients. And he calls me up and he's like, because you're making business decisions based off a couple of bad experiences. Because you've got an 8-figure construction company that is really hard to do. 1% of people ever achieve that in their business career, getting to 8 figures, and you're bitching and moaning because you've had a couple of bad experiences. And he goes, you're always going to get the people that complain about the $1 coffee. Always at 7-Eleven. You're always going to get those people. But don't let those people dictate the good that you can do in your business and the good that you have done and will continue to do. That's exactly what I was doing. He was calling me up on my shit. I was making bad business decisions because of bad people instead of making good business decisions because of bad people.
That's sick.
It was. And honestly, since that time, it was just that flick of the switch and goes, yeah, you're right. Let's go next level.
And that's the benefit of having someone. Oh, dude. Have you ever a thing called MyNext?
Yes. Patrick Beck David.
You know it, huh?
Yeah.
All right, listen to this. You're going to buzz there. Oh, yeah.
PBD, doing a shout out for you now. Get some royalties coming in, get some sponsorships.
Giving you a plug.
Tell you what.
Yeah, listen. Ready?
Yeah, I'm pumped.
Listen.
Robbie, lots of questions, man. Love it. Australia, the one place I think I'm going.
Shut the fuck up!
How cool.
Did you get him on the cast?
I know.
Are we casting? What time? Tomorrow? Are we going there? We're flying.
Let me just share some context.
Your jet or mine?
You know what MyNext is?
Yeah.
So MyNext is an application or a software, a program, call it whatever you want. And basically you can connect with whoever you want is on it. So people go on it and they charge for their time. So that I got to send Patrick Bear David a message and had him answer a couple of my questions. It cost me $100.
Yeah.
100 US.
Yep. So worth it.
He answered some of my questions, dude.
How
He
good,
was like,
man.
yeah, this is what I would do. This is what you need to be doing. Sounds like this, blah, blah, blah. You know, and he sent me a 3-minute voice message.
Do you mind me asking what the question was? What questions were?
I just said, dude, this is where my life's at. This is what I want to do. What do you think I need? What do you think I should do?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then he's like, yeah, look, you know, this, that, this is what I would do. And then he also said, I'd get in touch with, check this guy out. Go look up this guy on MyNext and see if
he can help you.
see if he can help you out as well.
How good.
Yeah. And I was
Did
just
you?
like, yeah, I did.
Did he help you?
Yeah, he did. He actually put me in contact and then he gave me someone's number.
How good.
Yeah. And then he's like, hey, I've just spoken to this guy. He's in a similar position. He was in a similar position. He did it. I'm going to pass on your detail. I've spoken to him. He's happy for me to pass on his details. Write this number down. And I'm like, this is sick. Like, what a cool concept.
How cool, huh?
How cool, man. Oh, dude, I'm a fan of him. And
Yeah, I
not to be excited. He's
what he's
just,
done.
yeah, I admire what he's done. And I said that to him. I said, I admire what you've been able to achieve. Like, for someone who's done it from the ground up, I admire that. Same thing with like Dana White or something, right? But to hear him say my name
Yeah.
and talk to me about my own, I was like, fuck, dude, this is worth way more than what I'm paying.
Yeah.
And you can have anyone answer you.
You know, and for him, it's not a matter of money. It's not the $100 for 3 minutes. He didn't go home to his missus and kids and go, hey, guess what? I made $100 in 3 minutes.
I made
This kid, this bloke from Australia.
Dude, he's
$100 3 minutes. It's not about that. For him, it was more about, cool, let me give some value to this
Have you
guy.
heard his story about why he made the app?
Yes, I do, about the solicitor.
Yeah,
Ripped
he's
him off.
like, he's like 7 minutes on the phone, charge me for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
He's like, why? And he's like, that's how it works. And he's like, well, what do you charge by the minute?
Yeah.
And he's like,
we don't do that.
we don't do that. And he's like, well, why not? Like, and then he came up with the whole concept of a minute to connect.
Yeah.
Connect.
MyNext.
Dude, sick. That was the first time I tried it.
That's
and
so
I
cool.
just thought, sick. He replied in like minutes.
Oh, no shit. So you
Minutes,
got
dude.
it
I
in time.
did it. I did it at like 9 o'clock in the morning.
What's that their time there?
I don't know, 10 p.m. or something. And he replied straight away. Like straight away. I couldn't believe it.
I was surprised because he...
He's not sitting there on his phone. Like,
Did you have to... So to get a question to him, did it have the rate there or did you just say, I'll put $100?
no. So
is his rate
So,
like $100
yeah,
a set or something?
I'll tell you. So you pick your rates. So his rates, if I go into him, sorry, home, Patrick Bet David. So for a message, it's $100. Or to book a 15-minute call, it's $9,000.
A 15-minute call.
Yeah, $9,000.
Yeah, right.
And I jump on like a video call with you.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So if you have something serious where you need to give him context and it's like a full-on, like a,
Do you think you'd get your value out of 15 minutes with 9K?
no, that's not, 15 minutes is not much.
It's not a lot of time, is it?
Yeah.
Especially for context. Like you'd want to be like, oh, fuck, I'm going to spend 10, 15 minutes just explaining my backstory. You know?
So it's $100 for a text or audio answer. Most of them do audio though.
Yeah.
Because for them it's just easier to.
Yeah. Man, I would never text.
Video answer, $300.
Yeah.
That's all US as well.
Yeah, cool.
But yeah, how sick.
Yeah, it was cool.
I thought it was a really, really cool. Dude, when I heard him say my name, I was like,
That's it. BFFs.
yeah.
Send him another one to say, hey, we're live on our podcast right now.
Yeah.
When are you coming? When are you going to jump on?
How good.
Awesome. Man, I am so busy. I'm so incredibly busy right now. Like honestly, I look at my calendar and every weekend I've got things on every single weekend, whether it's business and personal stuff. And it's like the weeks are getting shorter and shorter and shorter. And we're recording this end of, what are we?
Last day,
March. Yeah. End of March coming into the Easter break. And I'm looking at all of April is chockers. And then after that, it's like never a dull moment, never a minute for anything. And I'm so busy that I'm actually thinking of employing more women because I pay them less and I can take advantage of them in the workplace as far as, bully them, harass them, get them to do things I need them to do. What are your thoughts on that?
No comment.
So you're in support.
What?
So you're in support of it then?
Yeah, look.
Obviously, because women are definitely paid less than men, aren't they?
I see where you're going.
You see where I'm going with this?
I see where you're going with this.
So our topic for today is the gender pay gap.
What pay gap?
Yeah.
That's question number one.
Yeah, exactly right. Do you believe there is a gender pay gap?
Me?
Yeah.
No, dude. I have the perfect rebuttal when a chick says that to me.
Good. Because I was even having this conversation with my sister a little while ago. She was like, no, 100%.
Yeah, my sister too.
Yeah, so we're having this conversation. I said, you're kidding yourself. I go, honestly, if there was a gender pay gap, if that existed in this day and age, then why doesn't everyone hire women? Why wouldn't the big corporates
If
have
you
just
could do,
women?
if a woman did this exact same job as a man, same level, same competency, and I could get you for 80 cents on the dollar, I would be a horrible business person to not hire you. It
Exactly.
would be a bad business decision.
Yep, 100%. So why do you think people say it? Or actually, what's your rebuttal first? Was that the rebuttal then?
No, my rebuttal is always, because it usually comes from a female. And then I say, are you in business? And if they are, I say, okay, cool. Are all your staff women? And they say, no. I say, okay, cool. So you're paying more for staff than you have to. So you're either a bad business person or this is not true. Which one is it? And then it's like, they completely caught out.
Yeah.
Because they're either going to say, oh yeah, I'm really bad at business, and then if you're bad at business, well, that's why you don't get paid as much.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not true. Okay, cool. End of conversation.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
So why do you think that exists?
I think it's
Why do you think it's such a big deal in society?
because I think some people like to feel sorry for themselves. Don't you think? Like people want to feel like, it isn't, okay. We've learnt different concepts. You learnt about like underground influence. And one of the things with underground influence, one of the ways they get you on board.
So do you want to explain what underground influence is?
Yeah, so it's what a lot of cults and
So it's effectively what, cults, cult leaders, religions, how they influence people's decision to buy into whatever they're talking about or selling.
And one of the biggest principles around it is people want to feel like it's not their fault.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And this concept, right, the pay gap, makes women feel as though, oh, that's why. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like, oh, no, it's not your fault. This is the world we live in.
That's society.
The patriarchy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and they talk about it like it's this tyrannical kingdom where if you're not a man, your life sucks.
Yeah.
But it's like, look at the world that's been built. Where's the tyranny?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So where's the
The
oppression?
sun's out. It's blue skies.
Where's the oppression?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look, I do think,
I'll tell you where I reckon it comes from. It's they'll see men making significantly more money than what women make. So say, for example, in just in general, in any role, they're the breadwinner. They're the one that makes all the money. The woman doesn't. And when the woman steps into the workplace, it's like, well, we don't make as much money as you. Okay, but you're for the exact same role. Yeah, you're probably right. For a different role. Yeah, you're probably right. So a man cleaning the sewers, right? And they exist. Plumbers, whatever they are, cleaning sewers, literally shit, human feces, gets paid $200,000 an hour, but a female teacher gets paid $200,000 a year, for example.
yes, go.
And then a woman gets 80 grand as a teacher. And she says, oh, you see, there it is. There's the gender pay gap. Hang on, it's not the same job. But that's where I think a lot of it comes from. Well, he's a because he's a man, he gets paid $200,000 an hour. Okay, would you go and sweep shit for a year? So you're going to go work on an oil rig? Are you going to if you can do the exact same thing that a man does or a woman does, then yes, you should be getting paid that same amount.
Yeah, I also think if you genuinely believe that, like, so for me, I'm a man, if you genuinely believe if you're a female that me and you can go and apply for the exact same job, like, and let's just say it's an entry position into a firm and that I'll get paid more than you, in this day and age, you're tripping.
I completely agree.
Absolutely.
And I've employed people in entry positions, both men and women.
Yeah.
Businesses have paid them exactly the same.
Well, it's like they're coming in for the role. You don't sit there like, oh, you're a, one sec, female.
That you click you click the F box.
Minus 20%. Let me just minus 20% off your annual salary because I can get you for cheaper.
Yeah. And Jordan Peterson said this, which was I found really interesting and completely true. So he goes, there are so many similarities between men and women as far as how we think, how we operate. He goes, but the biggest difference between men and women, and he goes, the little differences make a huge difference in the grand scheme of things. But the biggest thing is men are interested in things and women are interested in people.
Yeah.
And that's why you see a lot of men go down the path of construction, of accounting, of relationships with other people, building businesses. And then why women go more towards hospitality or nursing or teaching or things that are that you really have to be involved with people, because that's the biggest difference between men and women. And when you look at that as well, it's like, well, okay, one of those pays more than the other, traditionally speaking. Not saying you can't make a lot of money in the health space, in nursing, in whatever other industry, in the teaching space, whatever it is. But that is the biggest fundamental difference between the two sexes. And men tend to get paid more, yes, for sweeping the roads, for building the city that you see, that you walk through every single day, right? And another thing I heard, I can't remember where it was, it's like guys don't go to work and think, yeah, I'm going to get it over this bitch. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm sucking it to all the women and to all the feminists. No, they're going there to provide for their families and a future for themselves as well. They're doing it for women. If anything, they're going there to provide for their wife, to provide for their kids, or for themselves to one day have that life that they want to build or live or whatever it might be. So they're doing it for unselfish reasons, and then they get smashed from feminists, and it's predominantly coming from feminists as well.
Yeah, it's a small group of adults.
And then probably make a lot of noise and say, oh, you know, women do get paid less for the same role. And then they'll give some bullshit excuse about this. Oh, look at this guy. He's a man. The top 10 CEOs of the country are all men. Okay.
Who cares?
But you're talking about the 1% of the 1%. Because 250 other thousand men that went for that position failed. But you're talking about that one guy that got all the way through. Oh, see, he at the very top of the tree, at the top of the table, makes millions of dollars, and us women don't do that. Do you know how many men tried to apply for that same role and didn't get it?
And here's another thing. It's competitive.
Absolutely.
And just like, because another argument is always, well, why should we have to compete with men and blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, I've got to compete with them too. Like, it's not like I can sit there and I go to the top.
Bro, how are you, man?
You know what I mean? I've got to compete with them as well. It's the exact same thing.
100%. What, you want a free pass?
I think men are more competitive. 100%.
So, I think so. Absolutely. Actually, no, not I think so. Yes, 100%.
100%. I reckon that if I had to compete with, I can say this on the podcast, if I had to compete, if we did 20 activities and they said you're versing a female and we're going to compete for 20, I reckon I could win 15 easy. I don't even know what they are.
Yeah, but you I reckon you would already have it in your mind like that too.
Yeah.
There'd be that level of confidence.
15, like, whatever it is. That's cool. Like, she'll probably get me something. Like, she might be a better swimmer. Who knows? But or she might play chess. Who knows? Like, the activities could be anything.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll beat you most of the time.
Yeah.
Pretty confident. Pretty confident. And
that's a competitive
challenge
for you too. Oh shit. Challenge down. The challenge is down 20 random activities. That'd be a good podcast.
Yeah. Sick podcast.
Yeah.
Be a good TV show.
Just challenge Robbie.
Man versus women.
Yeah.
Let me see. What? Man versus food. Man versus wild. Man versus women. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Be like a sequel.
Be pretty cool. So, yeah, it's still, people are complaining that it does exist, but I think you've summarized that really well with what your
I think
initial description of it was.
You know, I feel sorry for women.
Why?
I feel like they've been sucked into this thing of you need to be independent, blah, blah, blah. Like,
without a doubt, that narrative has been sold to him 100%.
Yeah, but I like, why would you not take if I was a chick, I would 100% take the woman role.
Oh, without a doubt.
I think if you go and you find the right guy, your whole life can be set up, and all you need to do is be his lady.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
be his support.
Yeah, be his support, be his backbone. Yeah, you know what I mean? And
that's what makes a man actually unstoppable.
Yeah, and
100%,
with that,
I've got no doubt. If you have a wife at home that's completely supporting you in every single way, and I'm not even talking from a perspective of financially, like that man, no matter what their role, no matter what they do, when they know they come home and they've got that peace there, they've got that happy spot there, and they will literally walk through shit. They'll do anything they need to do every single day. You'll get such a powerful man out of that.
But very rarely and I don't disagree with that at all, but very rarely does a woman financially support a man. And I don't think they should. That's true.
Yeah.
Women date up.
100%.
Women date up.
Yeah, absolutely. Would you have an issue dating someone that worked at McDonald's? A woman? If that's what you did. Or a cafe? Would you see her, a girl, like really attractive, really nice person, would you have an issue with it? Yeah. Yeah, ask a woman that same question.
Yeah, but I completely agree with him.
Yeah.
I think, why would you do that? That guy's a dud.
Yeah.
No, not in the sense of he's a bad person, but you should be, do you know what I mean? Like,
Well, it's competition, isn't it? You want the healthiest mate. Like, let's go real biological with this. Like, let's go real caveman days.
Yeah.
It's the survival of the fittest. Are you going to go with a guy that's weak, skinny, scrawny, small, in the corner, scared? Or are you going to go with that big, tough guy, club, kill animals, provide for the family, eat me, Tarzan, you, Jane?
Me.
You know what I mean?
did you say eat meat?
I think probably. Makes sense, doesn't it?
Well, just Tarzan.
100%.
But he's going to be a tough guy.
So,
Yeah, I reckon you're right, though.
yeah. And I think this is another issue with, not an issue actually. So it would be driven significantly by government too.
Why?
Because imagine now, why would the government not want women to work?
Why would the government not want women to
They
work?
would encourage women to be getting into the workforce as soon as humanly possible.
Why?
Have a baby, go back and work. What do you think?
Why?
Tax.
Oh, like more money in the system.
Absolutely there is. You're talking about 50% of the population.
Yeah,
How
anti the
come
government.
you haven't seen?
You are so anti
They're
the government.
fucked. They're all fucked. Give me the reins. Just give it to me for a year and I will fuck shit up.
George PM, vote 1 for George.
Vote one.
Vote 1.
No, but think about it. And like, I get it from a financial case. Think of the economy as a business or the country as a business.
It's not a smart move
Why?
because they only get paid 80 cents on the dollar.
That's right. But no, they'd be encouraging women to get into the workforce as much as possible. Yes, you can make as much as men. Yes, you should be getting in there ASAP, right? Let us take your kids, put them in childcare. Let someone else raise your children.
Yeah.
Let put them in school, put them in aftercare programs. You go and work. You work, you work, you work. Because you're getting half of the population now contributing to the economy and the growth. They're paying tax as they work. They both work, they go get a house. The mother and the husband go get a house and got to pay a mortgage. They have to always stay employed, the two people. So for them on that perspective, I think that narrative is 100% pushed and they'll never backflip on it. Do you know one of the greatest things and gifts on the planet that men will never be able to do is hold a child in their stomach and grow them and give birth, right? And that's not celebrated enough. It's like, no, have a baby, get back to where you need to go. We'll give you 12 months off, then get back into the workforce. Like, let's go. You go, girl, you boss bitch. Let's go.
I also think it's in the, like, I think women are more emotional and I think it's in their nature to kind of complain a bit more. If that makes sense.
I don't know if I completely agree with the complaining aspect of it. Emotional doesn't mean complaining.
No, but that's how they communicate. I feel like that's how they, like, they'll talk to each other and, like,
Perhaps.
bitching is a term based on females.
Yeah.
It's not a term based on males. They don't call it dogging.
Yeah.
Just know what I mean? It's called bitching.
Yeah.
Because, you know what I mean? That term comes from that because women do that more than men do. Do you know what I mean? It's not maybe complaining is not the right word.
Yeah. I think I know what you're saying. Letting their emotions, say, control a scenario person.
No, I think,
Or
yeah.
how they react to certain things or speak about things. Well, men are more logical, right? And that's...
No, not reactions. I'm not talking about reactions. I'm talking about, it's complaining, dude. It's complaining. It is women will vent as a form of communication. And as a man, you'll try and sit there like, well, then just fucking borrow. Do you know what I mean? She does your head in about all that, cut her off. And then she'll be like, you don't get it. Yeah. But she doesn't want the problem solved.
Yeah, just want someone to listen to. Yeah.
Could you venting? I don't know what's the correct term. But yeah, I feel like that. Where was I going with that?
No idea. No idea.
I feel like that plays a part as well on that side. That's why they like.
So do you
if
reckon?
men did that?
Yeah. Okay.
That's where I was going with it.
Yeah.
That's where I was going with it. Sorry. If men did that, we would complain about stuff too. Like, oh, I can't have a baby. It's like,
Yeah.
but we don't. We're like, all right, it's life, whatever. Like, move on. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. Do you think that because they're in the work, say you got women and men going for that same role, and let's just talk real corporate for a second. I think when potentially a woman is seen to do things like a man, that's how it would be interpreted, as them being bitchy or them being bossy or being difficult because they're just trying to act like the man would to get that same role.
Yeah, but see, I think that's a mistake women make. You're trying to play a man's game when you can climb a ladder in a different way. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? And maybe it isn't. Maybe you can't get to the top as easily. But like, if that's the game, that's the game.
And let's. This is another thing. That's where I was going with the childbirth thing as well. Do you think they're at a disadvantage in that regard? Because say you do want to have a family, okay? You get married. You're a solicitor, right? You got your law degree, and you graduate at whenever they do, 23, 22, whatever age it is. I don't know how long a law degree is for. I'm assuming it's 4 years. They get their law degree. They graduate to their early 20s. They work for 6 years and they go, cool, I want to have a kid. All right, they have a kid. That's a year or two off work.
Yep.
So in that 2 years that they are off work, those same people that they started their journey with, which was a male, was working 2 extra years ahead of them. You understand? So say a guy and a girl started at the same firm. They graduated uni together. They started. They get to 30. The man is still at the same firm as the girl. She has a kid, goes off for 2 years. He continues his career. His career path is going to go further than hers will. Then when she comes back and rejoins, he's got 2 years on it.
Yeah,
that's right. Or maybe 3. Yeah, but that's what I mean. And then that's where potentially this conversation comes in. Oh, well, there's a gender pay gap. I graduated the same.
That is a part of it.
Yeah.
But
that like happen.
So what?
Yeah, exactly right. But then she'll get paid less because he's more advanced. He gets the opportunities. And yes, that to a degree is a disadvantage to you as a woman to do that. However,
why do you want to do that?
Do what?
As a woman? Like what? So why you are born with a different gender? Yeah. I'm not saying you shouldn't have to, but like, okay, cool. You want to do that big boss CEO thing, compete with everyone? Don't have a kid.
Yeah.
You're not forced to have a kid.
Yeah, correct.
You know what I mean?
Correct.
Like it's your choices. Everything in life is your choice.
Yes.
Everything.
Yes. See, I also think that you were talking about being nurturing and doing that as well. I think it's a huge disadvantage to, if you want to be a mother, I think you should go all out and do it. Some people, I get it, they can't afford not to have 2 people working in a relationship. But if you can afford, if your husband makes enough money that you can stay at home and raise your children, and the most powerful thing you can do,
Here's my argument with that.
Yeah.
To the men listening.
Yeah.
If you can't do that, why not? Like, money's a game.
Yeah. What do you need to do to get to that?
Money is a game. What do you need to be doing to make that much money?
Yeah.
What's the like? How? Okay, cool. What am I doing wrong? Or what do I need to be doing? Or how am I going to go from? Because if life came to it, you'd end up earning that much. But because there's a separate way out, like a path of least resistance, would you like to say? Yeah, they end up taking that. But it's like, you need to upskill. Simple as that, dude. You need to upskill. You need to work it out. Work more hours, do more, be more, like whatever it is.
Yeah.
Work it out. Find a way. If that's what you want. If you don't, I think women should do something.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, without a doubt, I think.
I don't think they should just sit.
It'll get to a point where you don't, like, when your kids are old
connection
enough.
with the world.
Yeah. Your kids will be old enough, and and I understand it. I can appreciate that too, because you can lose your purpose a little bit. Oh, what am I doing with my life? There's only so much coffee and catch ups and dog walks I can go for, and it's definitely important to have something to motivate you outside of raising children.
Yeah.
Right? But I think in the early years, between, up to the age of 10, right, if you can be a stay-at-home mum during those years, it makes such a big difference in the child's development. It's not funny, because it's not the grandmother or the grandfather looking after the kids. It's not the childcare. So you're working to pay childcare. It's not the childcare raising your kid. It's not the schools raising your kid. You're the one that's the primary influence in that child's life, the way they think, the way they behave, the way they act.
Yeah.
And you get that opportunity to do so, yet the narrative is like, no, get back to work as fast as possible. That's what's pushed. We're not celebrating women the way we should be. We're forcing them, it's like you said the other day about, I can't even remember what we were talking about. It was along the lines of the narrative that was pushed in the schools or whatever it was, and that's what the people would become, kids, because that's what they're saying. Hey, it's okay to do this. It's okay to do this. It's okay to do this.
Oh yeah, when I was talking about the LGBTQ thing.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. And it's like,
percent to 20% odd.
yeah, that's right. So it's
super
but it's the same thing with this gender pay gap dispute is they're getting that narrative pushed on them. It's like, no, get back to work, get back to work. And now a lot of these people are getting back to work. The women are getting back to work. I'm going, hang on, Joe's getting paid more than me and we graduated the same year. Why? Well, you've been off for 2 years having kids and now you're coming in and Joe's worked every Sunday for the last 6 months. And that's why he's getting promoted ahead of you.
See, I think women are playing the wrong game.
With what? With
Like, why are you trying to compete with Joe who can work Sundays,
yeah.
who can't have kids? If you want to have kids, if that's the game you want to play, that's fine. Play it.
You see, I think that's sad too. I reckon when couples decide not to have kids, I don't know. I think that's something they'll live to regret. Yeah, I know some. Look, I don't know how you feel about it. Do you want kids one day?
Me, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think when I met someone, no, I did not. I met him. You know him as well, actually. I won't say who it is, but they were.
Drop the name.
Okay, it's Peter and Anthea. It's not them.
Yeah, I see it.
I don't even know who they are. They said, yeah, no, we've decided never to have kids. And these are young couple, okay, early 30s. Like, wow, okay. Do you really think in the years to come with all the business, do you really think in the years to come when the business is making a killing and everything's happening and so on and so forth, you're going to sit back when you're 18 and go, geez, I'm glad we didn't have any kids? When you're sitting in a room with no one.
Yeah, I get that.
You won't. Man, you'd have to be a hard ass not to have that regret as an older person.
There is a big study that around women, because the whole women feminist movement, it's been going for a while.
Yeah.
People got sucked in the 90s and stuff.
Yeah.
And there's a big thing around the women who were sucked in the 90s who are now in their 60s.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
and
I've seen that.
Yeah. And how much they regret not having children or devoting their whole life to work or how lonely they are.
Yeah. They're going the man. Why? The man's not the enemy. The man's trying to provide for his family, for his future. As you said, you're competing against the wrong thing.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be about that. By all means, go in there, do your thing, do whatever you want to do, whatever makes you happy. Like, no judgment. If there's some woman CEO out there of a top 500 company, like, go for it, man. Like, good on you. Good on you. I got no issues, no judgment. Like, do you. But, there's consequences with everything, good and bad. There's consequences with everything, okay? And you might dedicate your life to that profession, but then, like, what do your kids turn out to be like? When they grow up, do they have that disconnect? Right? And this is something I love that Patrick Bet-David does, seeing as we mentioned him earlier. He's like, I want to make so much. He goes, my goal was to make so much fucking money that I always want my kids around me. He goes, I love my kids. I would have 50 kids if I could. I love them. They are my world. They are everything to me. One day they're going to grow up. They're going to grow up and they're going to have partners. And I never wanted it to be a conversation as to where we have Christmas every year. It was always at my house. And you know why? It's because I have the biggest home, the $20 million home in Beverly Hills, and I fly out all of my in-laws every year.
Yes, everyone stays at his.
They all stay at his.
Have you seen his house?
Yeah, I've seen, not in great detail, but yeah.
There's a whole YouTube.
Yeah, is it? Yeah, go check it out.
Watch his house.
Yeah. So it's like, I'm going to fly the in-laws in, every one of them, right? The 4 pairs, they're all staying here. They all get their own room. They all get their own wing. They stay with us for 3 weeks. All expenses paid. Everything. Because my kids are going to stay with me, always, and their grandkids. There's never a question. Because we have 50 grandkids in here, and everyone's going to be here because of me. Now, if you don't have that loving connection with your kid because you're climbing the corporate ladder, where do you think they're going to be at 20? Or at 18? They hit 18, they hit the age, they're going to be like, Mum, Dad, fuck off. I'm going to move to America. I'm going to move interstate. I want nothing to do with you guys. I'll see you on the week. I'll see you on the holidays. And they lose that disconnect. And that to me is sad. I mean, maybe it's a European background in myself we've got really strong family ties. Some people don't give a shit. But it's lonely up the top too. It can be lonely up the top if that's the path that you choose, if that's how you choose to walk that path.
So where would you stay home?
Stay home, cook, clean.
It's funny. Nah. You're right. I agree with you. I do. I think...
Do you employ women?
Me? Yeah. I'm going to make sure my employees are 50-50. 50-50. Last one was a guy, next one will be a girl.
That's the other thing. Okay, so we're talking about equality in the workplace.
Yeah.
Okay. And this shits me too, because it's like, well, I need to employ 50% women, 50% men. That is a mistake.
100%. Dude.
That is a huge mistake. And I see big corporate companies or big people or people trying to push it. You should employ 50% women and 50% men. That is a huge, huge mistake. And I will never, ever do that.
Would you drop your kids off? Let's just say you took your kids to a child.
Yes, yeah.
Would you drop them off to a male child?
Okay.
Yeah, me either.
Weird.
I didn't even have kids and I get upset.
Yeah.
I'm like,
But this comes down to what I said before. Like, men are more interested in things, women are more interested in people.
Yeah.
They are nurturing. Yes, you would expect the childcare place to be full of women carers. Absolutely. And I'd expect the man to be there to be hanging a door and doing the maintenance on the building. You know what I mean?
you're so sexist.
So sexist. But see what I'm saying? With that, that's what I would expect walking in there, and you wouldn't think twice about it. Now let's go back to, because I'm in construction, and you got male bricklayers. You got bricklayers. Okay, bricklayers are a good one.
Yeah.
90% of them are men. Okay, so
1 in 10 are women.
it's probably 95% are men. Yeah, look, whatever, 99% are men.
Yeah, a large portion.
A large percentage. Now, what if you had a bricklaying company and you were the owner and they said, right, you need to now employ 50% women, 50% men. A, the pool for you to employ women is very small. Very small. B, of the women that are there, you're probably going to have men that would do it better than that. Why? Why? Because it's such a labor-intensive job and it's a lot of hard work. Men are, by default, stronger, can lay more bricks, are probably quicker. I'm not saying that women can't. Not saying that they can't be just as good. But if you're saying we have to employ 50-50...
You should be saying that. Dude, they can't.
Yeah, I've seen...
Physically impossible.
Yeah, I've said...
Yeah. Well, yes, is there going to be one? But it's the exceptions that make the rule.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, correct. Absolutely. Absolutely. But let's just say this was forced upon you, regardless of you being a bricklayer, any company, that we're going to employ 50 women, and we're proud of that. 50% women, 50% men, and we're proud of that. Well, you've just reduced the quality of your workforce because, as I said, things and people. Now, and let's use engineering, for example, okay? An actual engineer that designs buildings. Most of those people are men. Now, you're going to have 100,000 male engineers to pick and 10,000 women engineers to pick.
Even less.
Yeah, whatever it is, whatever that number is. So you're telling me that that you have to now pick half of those women to fill your workforce when you have a greater pool here. Statistically speaking, the 100,000, say you have to employ 10 people out of these 100,000, 110,000 people. 10,000 are women, 100,000 are men. And you have to employ 10 of them. Statistically speaking, you're going to pick all men because the top candidates out of that 110,000 people pool, they're all probably going to be men because that's the vast majority of people who have completed that engineering or are qualified in engineering.
Yeah. Also,
you might get one over here. Yeah, cool. Absolutely.
But also, so to touch on your point, you could even add, let's say that they had the exact same skill level. Like there was this many good, this many percentage are in the top. Do you know what I mean? And say they were equally skilled.
Yeah.
So the middle tier for both, like the average was the same skill level. But because you're looking for quantity, your quality actually drops because now you have to pick 50% from a smaller pool.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So if you're hiring 5,000, you actually got to go to a lower quality in the smaller pool to be able to fill that amount because some movement.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
But that's the world we live in, man. It's propaganda, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. And like, I don't want people to be listening to this and going, oh, you guys are just chauvinistic pigs. All right, you're just saying women can't. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying, Robbie is 100% saying that, hand on heart, he's going to put it in writing and you'll get the memo tonight.
And I'll tat it up.
We'll send it out in the email.
No, we're not. You're right. We're not saying that.
It's not about being
it's a good thing to point.
We know a lot of women business people that run their own company, really successful, doing their own thing and killing it, doing great. We're simply talking about the vast majority.
Does that, here's a good question. Does that impress you as a man? Does that impress you? Do you sit there like, wow, and you're a woman? Woman. Hey?
What?
And kids?
Yeah, kids. And that
That impresses you? Does it impress you? It doesn't impress me at all. I don't care. Like, when I say it doesn't impress me, it impresses me the same way a man impresses me.
That's what I was about to say.
It doesn't impress me in the sense of I don't look at her and think, wow, like,
A woman did that. Wow. Like, I don't
Yeah, no, yeah.
I celebrate
It's the same way.
if someone's
yeah,
killed
like, you
it,
killed
like a guy killed it or a girl killed
you
it.
did this in this space.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'd say from both of them.
But not in a
Perspective that, oh, look at this woman had done this. Really impressed me.
or not.
But that's looking at it. That's a good thing from what you're saying.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
I wasn't shitting on anyone.
Yeah, yeah.
Not in a. I also don't like it doesn't make a woman any more attractive either. For me personally, I don't sit there like.
Is that because you see that as a masculine thing? To have that great level of success in business or whatever.
I think most women who tend to have a great level of success in business tend to be masculine.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
What if?
Not all, most.
Yeah. Does it matter on the type of business? What if they're floral business?
Yeah, but she's probably like, hurry the fuck up, get the flowers out. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean? So masculine doesn't mean you don't like makeup.
Yeah.
Masculine is a set of characteristic traits. Yeah, that's what it is. It's the way they operate and the way they think, and etc. Their level of competitiveness, and yeah, I don't. It doesn't. I don't dislike it. Like I don't see it and be like, ugh.
Yeah.
But I don't. It doesn't make. I would prefer a feminine woman every day of the week.
Yeah, absolutely.
Every day of the week.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It doesn't make a difference to me with what their gender is based on what they've achieved.
Yeah. And that's how it should be.
Yeah.
No issues with that.
You know, it's not more impressive because you're a woman. It's the same thing. That's how I feel.
Who are we to judge?
Robbie.
Yes. Interesting. So it doesn't exist. Done. Dusted. Put it to bed. No more articles. Don't want to hear about it ever again.
I think the world is slowly
So what's the opposite of feminism?
what's the word? Misogynist.
Oh, is it?
No, I don't know. Surely.
So what's a group of men saying we're victims?
Meninism.
Or is it toxic masculinity? Is that probably the opposite of feminism?
I don't know. Men don't seem to.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Not just that, because we're also like, if a guy comes in and he's like, making all these complaints, every other guy in the room will be like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, like, yeah, cool, bro, you've entered, but like, enough. Whereas I feel like women don't do that.
Mm.
So it's happens more in women dominated spaces. That makes sense?
Yeah. I think. Why are you laughing?
I'm excited for what you're about to say.
Oh, now you just hyped it up. Yeah. It might not be that good anymore.
Go.
No. I think together, a man and a woman, like I said, in a partnership, so husband, wife, whatever it is, that's where the true power is, though.
Oh, I 100% agree with you.
It's not me versus you. It's not us versus them. It's me and you. And if you can nail that aspect of the relationship, right, all this other feminine bullshit messages and other agendas just wash away.
You know what I hate?
Completely wash away.
What feminist message? You know what? Hold on. Just for clarity as well. Have you ever looked up what feminist means?
Never.
Dude, feminist, based on the based on the Oxford Dictionary definition, I'm a feminist.
Why?
Oh, because it means that women should be treated equally.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, but the problem is when we define feminists, we're talking about the extremity.
Yeah, correct.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the term is not bad, but it's been
the narrative behind it. Yeah,
it's been tainted. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Because of a small group of people that have voiced their opinions in a
without a doubt. And imagine you walked into her and said, "Hey, I'm a feminist." They'd look at you weird, like you now saying it. Like, "Oh, you're a feminist." They go, "No, it just means equal, that women are treated equal to men." in that regard.
Yeah, basically.
Equal opportunities, that's all. Yeah, which is fine. And I totally agree with that. I'm just saying that, and Trump was big on this. I think someone asked him that ages ago during a press conference. I think I actually sent it to you. And she's like, some lady stands up, will women get paid this?
Yeah.
And he goes, if they perform the same task, yes.
Yes, if they perform the same task at the same level.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's,
Same task at the same level.
and that's rightly so.
Yeah.
I was going somewhere with that feminist comment. I can't remember what it was now.
Oh, I spoke about how together men and women are powerful. And then that's when you said your comments. So that's what I do believe, because if together, and I had this conversation today, actually, I was speaking to a mentee of mine, and we're having a good chat. And he goes, the other day I drove in at home. He goes, I pulled up into the driveway and it was 5:45 p.m. And I got a phone call from my bookkeeper, from a client. He goes, we were owed $1 million, right? $1 million was supposed to hit the account. He goes, I didn't have money for payroll. $1 million was supposed to be. He goes, calls me up. He goes, sorry, you're not getting it till next week. Okay. And this is a Thursday night, whatever it is. And he's like, fucked. This guy's got decent organization, construction company. And he comes in and he goes, I walked in and he goes, he was just off on edge, right? He was pissed off. He was frustrated. He was stressed. He was annoyed. He was under a ton of pressure. Everyone's chasing him for money. Everyone's looking to him for leadership, for all this sort of stuff. And he was just in a bad space, like mentally. Walked in, the home, it's got kids, the wife, and then, it was something small in passing. And he goes, my wife said something, and he goes, it was storm in a teacup stuff, right? But it just, he exploded. And he goes, he lost it as far as, they got into a massive argument following that. He goes, why the fuck have you done this and this and this and this? And I said, look, I understand the pressure that you're under and what you're going through and why you're going through it and all that sort of stuff. I said, but you really need to have that conversation with your partner and go, look, this is where I'm at in business at the moment. This is where we're at. Okay. His mortgage has doubled because he's gone from a fixed rate to a variable rate. He goes, I'm literally paying double the amount, and he's got a nice home in a nice suburb, and it's a significant jump up from what he's paying. And I go, I get that you're stressed and you've got all that pressure. She doesn't know that. Okay. And this is where the two parties weren't playing as a team.
The lack of communication.
It was that lack of communication. I said, we're going on holiday somewhere. I said, good. Okay, when you're in the car and you drive into your location, have the chat with it. So look, sorry, I blew up yesterday. Shouldn't have done that, so on and so forth. This is where I'm at in my life. But if she knew that about him, she would then be able to be that support for him and that peace for him when he got home and when he did that. And then do you know how much easier it would be for him to go out and take the punches at work? Significantly easier. And he'd get that $1 million in. He'd go get the other $1 million in. And this is what I'm saying. Too many people are thinking of it as us versus, or me versus you, us versus them. When if together, a man and a woman will be completely unstoppable if you support each other in the right way.
Yeah, I agree. 100% agree with that.
You were going to say something because I saw the light come on before I spoke.
No, I was thinking about that feminist comment, and I remembered what I was going to say. And it was about that comment I made about the fact that I'm not impressed by masculine, it could be just me.
Yeah. I'll tell you if it is.
Yeah. But you know what the response is?
With what?
To that comment? Like in the sense of, I don't find that attractive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because you're insecure.
To you?
Yeah, always. Anyone that ever says it. And it's just like,
I don't understand that.
It's because they think you're scared of them. They're like, you're worried I'm going to beat you.
Oh, right.
You can't beat me.
Told you. I beat you. I've
told you.
Challenged you
15 out of 20 games. You pick the games.
Mario Kart.
What about you?
Mario Kart. On Nintendo 64.
Yeah, and I think that's a narrative that's pushed. That's just not true as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Just because you want something a certain way doesn't make you insecure of that or like something in a certain way.
Yeah.
Because you're not threatened by that. You're not threatened by it if a man does that.
Why would you be? Okay, here's a good question. Would it bother you if your missus made more money than you?
Good question. I think so.
It would?
I don't think I could be a stay-at-home dad.
No. So, okay.
As in we're both working and she's making a killing, like she's crushing it.
All right, let me give you, I look at it like this.
No, actually, I don't think it would. Like, say my wife had an online store and was making fucking $1 million a month.
Yeah. and you were still doing
I'm
well.
still doing here what I'm doing,
Yeah.
my thing.
But she's got something that's taken off.
I'm fulfilled doing my thing too.
Yeah,
absolutely.
and
But this is where it comes down to the partnership between the man and the woman, right? If anything, I would go, you know what, this here, what I'm doing for my time and value isn't worth it because we're making huge margins here. I'm working like a dog here. I would then go, cool, let me step into your business.
Yeah.
Well, do we do it together? And she's like, cool, you can do the invoicing.
You're the PA. You're the bookkeeper.
Yeah.
No, but like, so that's why I agree with you there, because even if, let's just say, take the thing of moving into a business out, like if you were doing, let's say you were making $1 million a year, just to keep it simple context with the name.
With the show.
Or if you're making $1 million a year and you and your family have a lifestyle where you live on $500,000 a year. So you've clearly got your family covered. And then your wife goes on this business thing or whatever it is, or has an online store, whatever it is, and becomes this huge phenomenon, and she starts making 10 million a year. No man is ever going to be bothered by that. Because I think deep down, as a man, your thing is, I need to know that if everything turns to shit, I can keep the ship afloat. That's your biggest fear as a man. You need to make sure that we can keep everything we have. I can keep you know what I mean? The family stays fed, everyone's looked after, not a holy shit. This is all dependent on her and I make 60K a year. And if everything goes downhill, that's when I think it would bother me. Because then it's like, I'm not doing enough. Like if shit went downhill here, I can't rescue. Like I can't save the day. And I think that would bother me.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely it does, without doubt.
Because then it's like, fuck, like if this all goes downhill, I can't even, what am I going to do? Do some overtime, make an extra 5K a year.
But do you think though that some people are limited by their position and their training and their education, their mindset with that too? Because there'd be guys out there, I got no doubt whatsoever, that if their missus were making $10 million a year, they were like, oh, that'd be the best. I'd stay at home. I'd play PlayStation all day.
Yeah, but she'd end up leaving him.
Sorry?
She'd probably end up leaving him.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Would she not? Do you reckon she would?
Yeah, potentially.
What's she going to sit there like, nah, this is sick?
But then there's that other thing. Who's
I don't know. That's someone really interesting.
Yeah. There's someone else that says like, so that caliber of woman now goes out. I think it's on Fresh and, what's that thing? Fresh and Fit or something? Those two guys?
Fresh and Fit, yeah.
Yeah. So they'll go on there and they'll argue that type of woman that's gone out there and made an empire, killed it, is looking for a higher caliber man. Okay?
I somewhat agree with that.
Yeah. So she'll be looking for someone.
She wasn't. Women want to date. Dude, like, okay.
That's what I'm saying. They date up.
Yeah. As a man, you can be crushing it. You'll date a chick who makes $100,000 a year.
Yeah.
You can be crushing
That's what I said before.
Yeah.
Date a guy.
But the other way around doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah. Okay,
I don't think it should work.
Yeah. But then those women will say stuff like, well, you're talking about that next level, the guy that's making 100 million, 200 million, 500 million, $1 billion a year. Is he going to necessarily be going for that woman that's making 10? You coming back to your comment about the feminine woman, because, okay, someone that's obviously has that level of success, that's doing really well, that's crushing it, that's hard-nosed, that knows how to make money and knows what she's talking about, that type of man isn't looking for that type of woman. He wants a person that's going to stay home, look after the kids, be his support network, because he wants to come home, not talk business. He wants to talk about, did you win in tennis today?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, how was coffee with the girls?
Just reminded me of this video I watched where the girl's like, I want a man who I can keep accountable and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no man wants that. Like, no man wants to come home and get told by his missus. Yeah, I could be wrong, but most men I'd say wouldn't want to come home and get told by their missus, you haven't done this, you haven't done that. You said you were going to do this. Like, you know what I mean? That just sounds like you coming home to
you don't want to come home to more battles. That's all it comes down to. You just don't want to come home to more battles. You want to come home to peace. You want to come home to support. That's what it comes down to. You want to come home and see your kids and play with the kids. It's your pace. It's your place of solace, and peace. Like that's your happy place. You take the battles during the day. You do everything you got to do during the day. Sometimes I complain about, I'm so busy at work. There's just, I'll tell my wife, say, look, I'm just going to vent. I need someone to vent to for 30 seconds. All right, just listen to me. Shut the fuck up.
Yes. Yeah, but that's you've
it.
got that relationship with her. You told her.
Yeah. And that's it. That's all I want to say. And she doesn't give me support. Sometimes she'll say, oh, yeah, do this or speak to this person. Just chill out.
Yeah, she does give you support. She doesn't give you advice.
Yeah, correct. Sorry, that's what I meant. Advice. Yeah. So, the other day I had an employee quit. And I told her, I said, oh, this person quit. She's like, who? She didn't even know who it was. I was like, I didn't even know you employed someone like that. I said, yeah, they quit today. Okay, cool. But again, that's the support. It's not the advice that I go to. Just having someone to talk to sometimes is nice as well.
Yeah, it's a rabbit hole. That whole concept, isn't it?
Look, I think it's blown out of proportion.
Way out of
Do you know what I mean? No,
overcorrection.
Yeah, it's a storm in a teacup. I don't think it's as big in the grand scheme of things. I don't think it's as big an issue as people make it out to be.
I also think it's people are waking up to it.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, I think so. And not just men. I'm just like women too.
Yeah.
They're going, no, like, why would we buy into this bullshit?
I've seen videos of women saying, which women started arguing to want to work? Like,
Yeah, I've seen that too.
yeah, and it's like
pretty funny.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
She's like, why are we fighting to go to work?
Yeah.
Like, this makes no sense.
It doesn't. It's so funny. It's like,
Yeah.
I want to
She's like, I'll happily say
work an 80-hour week for a legal firm. Like, why? Why?
Look, I get it because some women would be masculine naturally.
Sure.
Like, whatever, biologically, I don't know
Yeah.
how it works, but if they're biologically masculine, I get that they would want that. Like, I wouldn't want to stay home.
Yourself as a man.
Fucking up.
Yeah.
Like, even if money was set, I wouldn't want to stay home.
Do you have to have days where you just want to though?
Want to stay home?
Yeah, as in
For a week?
I don't know. Just close the curtains, get a packet, get a box of like twisties,
I have
and just go
sit there in your jobs.
and just play PlayStation for a while.
I have had days where, like, it'll be like 2 p.m. and I'll be like,
Checking out.
I'm here physically, but I'm not here at all. And I'll take off now. I don't waste that time anymore.
That's good.
I'm like, cool, let me just call it a day, come back in tomorrow and smash it. And every time I've done it, dude, honestly, the next day, you're so refreshed because you're either lacking sleep or you had something going on or whatever it is. As long as you're doing it every second day.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes.
I'm looking at it from the perspective of like now I'm at the point where I've got so much work on that I've got to pump it out. Even now, taking the time out of this podcast, I could have very easily called you up today and said, hey, we've got to reschedule.
I would have been so upset.
I would have been upset at myself.
Yeah.
But it's at that point where I'm like, no, I've got to do it. I just got to find the time and I will get it done. Yeah, I'll get it done. I'm going to work hard. I know it's for the next month or so that I'm going to work like an animal, but after that, cool. Have some time to celebrate and reward myself, but then go again when I get back. All right? Because I know that I see the end goal. And it may be even a couple of years away, this end goal too, but I see it. It's like every month, cool, tick it off. Another month, another good month, another good month. Guys, we are a quarter of the way through.
Probably
Past the first quarter. No, it's first quarter now, 3 months.
No, but by the time this airs.
Oh, correct. When this is airing, we're a quarter of the way through the year. What have you done? Yeah, we keep talking about playing so small, and we've spoken earlier episodes about setting your goals at the start of the year and doing some sick shit. What have you done in the first quarter of this year? The first quarter is down, done, dusted. What are you doing?
How has your first quarter been?
Yeah, I'm really happy with it, actually. Really happy. I've done some sick shit. Yeah, we've done heaps of events, more than I thought we would. I've got another event coming up in a couple of weeks. We've planned a holiday going next month. Literally in a month's time, I'll be, probably by the time this airs, I'll be in Vegas. So that's going to be cool. And got some projects that are starting, projects coming out of the ground. Like I've had a good start to the year, but I pre-framed it from last. Like we had planned all our events in advance. We'd planned all these things in advance that we're going, this is going to be a sick year. Like massive. Even the things that we were talking about with other business ventures we're doing. I remember today, I looked at the bank account. We went to the bank, me and you. I looked at the bank account and the banker goes, oh, is this your account? How the fuck? That's got double the amount of money it had in there last time. I just look at you. You're working, huh? Hey, shit's happening,
man.
Shit's happening.
Working.
So in the account, literally I hadn't opened the account and checked it and there was double the amount of money.
Making magic.
Making shit happen. We got some sick shit planned, guys. I don't think you understand. Like we're talking now and you're like, oh yeah, you're just talking up. You don't understand what's about to happen. You give us 6 months to a year.
I know exactly.
You know exactly where I'm going with this and what I'm going to happen. It's going to happen, and you're going to be like, how the fuck did they do that?
Yeah.
How the fuck did those two blokes from Melbourne, right?
That's going to happen. I know exactly. I know who you
they do it.
What you think, dude.
Going to go. But refer back. What episode is this going to be roughly? 26, 27? When this is? 25, you reckon?
I'll tell you exactly.
All right, Robbie's going to tell you that in a second. I'm going to say refer back to episode 25 when we spoke about the gender pay gap and how it doesn't exist.
What episode this is?
Yeah, this one that you're listening to right now.
This is episode 25.
25. I'm going to say the first quarter of 100 of our podcast. Go refer back to that episode, get to the end of the episode, and you're going to hear about me talking about something sick. And we're going to announce it on this podcast too. How good would that be?
I know exactly what it is.
Yeah. It's so cool. It's so cool. And you know what? It comes within the realms without giving anything away. I'm going to be so...
We've spoken about it briefly.
We've spoken about it more in this transaction just now than what we have in person.
But I know exactly what you're talking about.
We're going to announce it on this podcast. We're going to say, this is what we're doing. This is what's going to happen. You have an opportunity to be a part of it. And it's going to be sick. And you're going to go, how did they pull it off? How did they do that? That's what you're going to do. And we're going to say, this happened as a consequence of us deciding to make it happen.
100%.
Okay? We committed to making it happen. We didn't play small because people would think what we're going to do is like, man, not possible. You can't do that. You can't do it.
They're lucky.
Yeah, they must know someone who knows someone who knows someone who knows someone who knows someone. There's no way you could have possibly done it.
Isn't that sick?
Yeah.
How did they do that?
How did they do it?
How the fuck did they do that? It's like,
yeah. And you go, oh, these guys are just next level. Like, yeah, we are. But you don't see the fucking time that we've taken off out of our business now to do this podcast. Yeah. And how much, like this is really, it's not stressful. What's the word?
stretching you.
Yeah, it's stretching me being here right now, filming this, talking these words. And so many of you are doing shit in your own day-to-day business. And I spoke to, again, 2 people that were looking to join my program today. And he was like, George, he goes, I'm working 7 days a week. I'm up at 4 a.m. He goes, I get to work at 6. I don't leave till 7:30.
You're doing 2-hour fucking drive to work.
No, I don't know. Maybe he's meditating, going to the gym. I don't know. He's doing eating food, whatever. I know what he's doing. Maybe it is a 2-hour drive. Who knows? Because I'm working 7 days a week in his construction business, and 2 of them, 2 business partners. He goes, we're doing everything. He goes, you're telling us you can help us with all these systems, with all this. He goes, I don't have time to implement them. I said, I know what your problem is. I already know what your problem is. And he goes, and unless you're willing to change that one simple problem, I can't help you. Can't help you. He goes, what is it? I go, you need to employ people. You're doing everything yourself, everything. Like he's doing site management, office admin, like ordering materials, picking up materials. Like he's busy, he's not productive, or they're busy, not productive. And I'm like, you can't implement systems because you have no time to do it. You need to employ people, teach them how to do it, and then get them to do it. But too many people listening to this right now as well, you're so focused on being busy that it's holding you back. You're thinking, I have to do everything myself. I can't employ someone. I can't bring someone else to help me. I can't do this because it can grow my business. No, you don't think that. You're thinking everything's too small. This here right now, us doing this podcast, creating this content for you guys to help you. It doesn't help us. I can have a conversation with him at lunch if I want to do this. We caught up for lunch today.
We now hold our conversations. We're like, I want to talk to you, but I don't want to talk to you until we get on the podcast.
That's so...
I swear to you, actually said that to you at lunch. I'm like, I got lunch today. I'm going to wait till we get on the pod because I don't want to drop.
And was that the Patrick Beck David?
Yeah.
So sick. So
I was hanging for it.
How good. And that would have been the best conversation. Yeah, best conversation at lunch. But I'm so pumped. You told me now. How good.
Sick.
And I wasn't expecting it at all.
Yeah, you were pumped.
I was so pumped. So pumped. Anyway, my point I'm getting to, guys, is you want something different to happen in your life, you have to be willing to do something different. If you keep going through doing all the same fucking shit, the same result is going to happen every single time.
What got you here won't get you there.
Yeah. Yeah. A little bit sideways from our conversation.
Fucking motivated. So motivated.
So pumped. So pumped. Well, I think that's a great topic for today. Let us know your thoughts. Do you think we're talking shit? Do you think we're misogynistic, we're sexist, we think less of women. Do you think I'm going to finish this podcast and go out and hire an army full of women because I pay them 20% less? Is that what you think? Please let me know.
Yeah, you can get away with that.
Do what?
Someone, you reckon, for surely someone's tried it
Tried which?
to pay a woman less.
I'm sure. Oh, I think that person that would pay the woman less would also pay the man less too.
Just tied us.
Yeah.
Just
Without a doubt.
just a big tied us.
No, if you want, okay, let's talk about that a little bit before we end the day. A bad employee will cost you money. A good employee will cost you nothing. A great employee will make you 3 to 5 times their wage. So don't you think it's worth paying someone above award rate, above market rate, if they're an exceptional employee to your business? Every single time. If you pay someone more than what their going rate is, but they're exceptional, they will fucking make so much money for your business. It's not funny. Provided that the opportunities are there, that it's the right culture, environment, everything.
That's what I was going to say.
Right? You have to have that built into the business in the first place, because that type of person won't settle for a mediocre company. They're going to want to go somewhere where they're movers and shakers, they're achieving goals, they're driven by their ambitions, and they're getting results and getting remunerated for it too. But if you can find that person and pay them more, man, you'll get retained staff for a long time, and they will make you a shitload of money. Yet people are there going, how do I get this role fulfilled for the lowest amount possible?
That is it's the wrong mindset, right? We're thinking about how much is this going to cost me instead of how much can this make me?
Now, don't get me wrong. I'm happy to pay someone a starting wage. I need to see you can put the runs on the board, without a doubt. Especially for juniors. Like if you're a grad, I know where you're at. Like if you're coming into my business as a graduate, I know exactly where you're at. You could be as good as you think you are, you're not. If you've got no experience in the business, in the industry, I know where you're at. So yeah, I'm happy to go, cool, you're an entry-level person, I've got to teach you a lot, I've got to invest time in you, I've got to train you, you're worth this much. Now, if they had 2-3 years at a company that I know of or know how they operate, and say, cool, you're worth this much. So I'm happy to have that, and then give them that incentive to go, cool, if in the next 6 months I see you achieve this, 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 and this, you're going to be up here. Man or woman, I discriminate.
I don't know anyone that would.
With what?
Anyone that would sit there, not going to hire her, she's a chick. Like, do you know anyone that would sit there unless it was like if you were going to hire a brickie, you might be hesitant. But like, I don't know. But I'm just being honest. Just like I would be hesitant to give my child to a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's not about favoritism. It's not about I like this gender over that. It's about I think you can do this better.
Yeah.
For biological reasons.
Would it deter you, and I reckon this would happen for sure, would it deter you if you had I'm going to paint a picture for you.
Okay.
A woman has just gotten married. She's late 20s, and she's just been married for a year. You, to a certain degree, know that this woman is going to fall pregnant in the next couple of years. And you're preempting going, shit, she's going to be on maternity leave. I have to leave the position open for 12 months.
Yeah.
After, I might have to pay her during that time. Would that deter you from hiring them then?
I don't know if it would deter me from hiring them, but it would be influencing on the decision. 100%. If you knew, this is the exact same thing. Who cares what they're going for? They're going missing for a year. Think about this logically. Yeah. They're going missing for a year. Who cares why? If you knew you were going to hire me, and it was me and another guy, but you knew that I've already booked a 12-month trip next year to go to Europe. Is that not going to influence your decision? Yeah. Fuck no, if it is. This is the exact same thing. Who cares what they're going for? Oh, but it's not now.
So then is there a gender issue there then?
What?
Is there opportunity being missed because they're a woman?
In the workplace?
Yeah.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
That's right.
You want to compete in that space? Don't have a kid. You don't want to compete in that space? Go have a kid and live your life how you are meant to.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Go be a woman. There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong with that, dude.
Yeah.
No, guys, it's there. Wow, she's a woman. No, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's brainwash. Yeah. Oh, that's not fair.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, well, it's not. Well, I want to have kids. That's not fair. As in me.
Yeah.
personally.
Yeah. I want to carry the kid in my
I want to
stomach.
carry the kids. It's not fair.
I want to carry the kid in my stomach. It's not fair. I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care. Just to clear that up before someone captures that
Yeah, I know.
10-second thing and it goes viral.
We haven't done that yet.
What?
I wonder if someone will capture the start of this podcast where I said, I'm really busy. I want to employ 10 women.
That'd be so fun. I'm probably going to do it.
How, if you
And
make
then
that
post
the
it for a
intro-
random
if you
account?
make that the intro of this episode.
Nah.
Come on. Imagine that. Imagine you go, "Dear Robbie, man, I am so busy. I'm going to employ at least 3 women so I can pay them 20% below market rate." And then just go, boom, that's the intro to the thing. And it'll go viral. Current affair. Straight up.
Bettina, make that the intro. That's it. She will do it.
She will do
She
it.
watches the whole podcast. So
And she probably gets paid 20% less for doing so.
she does. But yeah,
Oh, goodness. By the way, I love your work.
it's
Thank you so much.
by the way, yeah, it's a very walk on eggshells kind of.
It shouldn't be, though. It shouldn't be. And this is the thing. We can have it here now. Do you reckon, how interesting would it be if we actually had another woman that strongly believed that there was, no, we got
Yeah,
this issue. Yeah. But then
You would seriously send us the thing. Click on the link. There'll be a link below. Click it. The guest one. Send us a link. Send us a request. We'll get you on, and we'll have a conversation.
Yeah.
And
But
then-
imagine if you were in a group like that. You know, I've been kicked under the table by my missus a couple of times, not over this topic, but just something else. You know, and I'll say my point of view because there's other people in the room that are going to get their back up. I don't give a fuck. All right, if you don't like it, like leave the room. I don't care. I'm not here to be your best friend. I'm just telling you honestly how I think and what I believe and what I see logically happening in the world. And that's where I'm at.
I think there is people that would
Yeah. For sure.
rattle in the wrong way. Everything.
With everything we discuss. It's not just this.
Anything. Yeah.
Go back to the other episodes. You think this is
Yeah,
bad?
you should
Shit.
talk about people choose what they get upset about. Yeah, if something bothers you, don't ask why they said it, ask why it bothered you.
Yeah. And on that bombshell. What a great episode. Thank you very much for joining us. We're happy to have you here as always. Top right-hand corner. I was listening to an episode the other day and
Yesterday.
yesterday episode. I was going on for a few minutes. Top right-hand
You were
corner.
going hard, yeah.
Top right-hand corner. That's where you're going to find the subscribe button. We spoke to all the powers that be. Facebook,
Zuckerberg,
Zucks, Elon. Who else is there?
Grant Cardone.
Grant Cardone, all of these guys that have. Did you hear Trump's media company went public and he set to make billions? Did you hear that? Yeah, sick.
Got a media company.
Yeah.
Trump's doing sick shit.
You know,
For
vote?
someone who's, I'm going to go move to the US
I'd vote for him.
and vote for him. You go move to, where does he live?
Doesn't matter.
Texas.
Doesn't matter. I'd vote for him.
Yeah, I'll just leave it at that.
Should do an episode on Trump.
Next episode.
Stay tuned in. Guys, thanks for listening. Yeah, but in all seriousness, we've been getting quite a few downloads per month of this episode of our podcast, and we love it. And we want to say thank you to everyone that listens on a regular basis. We really appreciate it. Share this podcast.
With a female friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But only give them 20% of the podcast.
And that was a joke. You shouldn't have female friends. That was a joke.
Goodness.
This whole podcast has gone sideways. This may never air. This may never air.
It hasn't been that bad. We've been more
Why don't you start airing? This is live.
That's what we're going to do, a live podcast one day. That'd be pretty cool too. Thanks a lot, guys. See you next time.
Catch you then.
Bye.